WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, Jarom and Tanner. Let's do it. Jarom and Tanner.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB Podcast. It's Jarom, it's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Nothing. Just enjoying some playoff hockey.
Little sadness in the air.
No,
More
of a relief. Right? I don't know. I guess some sadness, but a lot of relief that it's finally over.
The misery is over.
Yeah, not misery, but I guess because we were hoping to be bad towards the end, and you don't want to hope to be bad.
Yeah.
But now that it's over and we know where we lie, it's like, okay, now we can kind of just relax and focus on playoffs and not Hawks hockey for a while. So
it's nice to watch hockey and it to be fun and enjoyable and not being like, oh God, how is this team going to embarrass us tonight?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of this playoff hockey too is just going to be so incredible to watch, and a lot of really good matchups that are going to hopefully show off how great the NHL is, because this is the first year that it's ESPN, right? Yeah. So they should get a lot more coverage, which would be cool.
Hopefully. But yeah, we'll get into that. And yes, this episode comes out on Wednesday. The playoffs start on Monday. Sue us. Our schedules don't align for us to get an episode before the playoffs start. Our predictions still count. Doesn't matter. Shut up.
I still have my predictions already locked in on NHL.com.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything's wrong so far. That if I had chosen Dallas in 4, I still would have said that as a prediction, even though they lost.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I should probably pull mine up. Although what I truly want to pick when we talk about here is not what I'm going with on my bracket. Because I want mayhem.
Oh, Tampa just scored.
Tampa again. 2-0.
Yeah.
Huh? All right. Oh man, Toronto fans.
It's okay. It's going 7. Don't worry about it.
All right, let's get into some Hawks talk here. We're not going to spend a lot of time because, like we said, there's just not much to talk about right now. We know where this team lies at the moment. There'll be plenty of time to talk about what this team's going to do moving forward. If you need a recap on the season, it was bad. They weren't good, but we all knew that was going to happen going into it. But
yes,
we were talking before, and you said, okay, they did what they were supposed to do, or they did what they expected to do. And I said, but did they really? And I don't know. I expect them to be dead last.
It's hard to compete with a team that loses 13 games with only a few points in Anaheim towards the end of the season. And the other thing too is, they weren't going to try and lose that game for Jonathan Toews in his last home game. It was crazy enough that he scored.
He got his goal. They could have lost the game. That was a win right there.
Yeah, they could have, but they weren't going to do that for him. The players weren't going to just allow that to happen. It was, what a wild ending. And then, just like Kaner, he almost ended in OT on a breakaway.
Oh, I know.
In their last home game. How crazy would that have been if they both completed that? I think it's just even funnier that they both kind of did the almost the almost goal in their last game on a breakaway in OT.
Let me ask you this, because I saw a lot of people saying it. Kane and Toews not playing their final game as a Blackhawk together is a crime against humanity. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, it sucks. I don't know. I keep getting the more that the realization of this era of hockey is over, the more the glasses come off of yeah, that would have been great. It would have been perfect in a sense, but there's always the chance that it wasn't going to happen. And sure, it sucks. It's fine.
At least we got to experience in the Stanley Cup era. We at least got to have one of the players from that era go into his final game as a Blackhawk knowing it was going to be his final game as a Blackhawk.
Yes.
He was able to get his send off. Like Toews was able to get a send off. Like the fans were able to salute him, knowing he was not coming back.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
everybody else, it was kind of like Hossa was out of the
It was
blue.
an off-season move.
Yeah,
Keith was an off-season request. Seabrook just fell off because of
couldn't
injury.
couldn't play. Kane was traded. It was when is he gonna get traded? Is he gonna get traded? And then of course
Yeah, there
the
was
road trip.
the timeline on that was just like it has to happen within the next 48 hours for it to work. Like,
Crawford was in the off season, was told he wasn't coming back.
yeah, yeah,
It's like none of the guys got to go out and get the proper salute and send off that they deserved. And so it was really cool that Toews was able to do that. Was able
yeah.
to skate around. It was nice to
The,
see that you
the
see.
captain got to do it.
Yeah.
I thought the funny thing was when they did the post game interview because they had him mic'd up the whole game,
Yeah.
but then they had his mic on, and they kind of went to the close up when they were still like kind of cheering. You see him like turn to Andreas Athanasiou, and he's just like, "Oh fuck, I don't want to do this. Can we just get off the ice early?" It's just like, oh, it's so funny because he's just like he I don't know. I feel like he's just like I don't need this. Like I want to keep playing. Like this is too much for just me. Even though like he is very humble about the situation of how he's like probably the greatest Blackhawk captain in Blackhawks history. Like
We had to
yeah,
mention it last week too. He's not like he's one of the greatest captains in NHL history. Like he will go down as one of the best, and it's so ridiculous the blinders that the rest of other fan bases have because they don't like the Blackhawks, and
yeah,
he doesn't get the credit he deserves for what he did for this game.
yeah. Plus all the extra stuff with the Kyle Beach situation. A lot of the not fans of the Blackhawks, but fans of the NHL that like don't like the Blackhawks like threw that back at him, even though like doing more research into that situation, like he had nothing to do with any of it.
Yeah, and it's
And like even guys like Sopel and Boynton like went back on what they said when everybody knew. It's like, but everybody didn't know. It was like those were
it's
unfounded claims.
it sucks, and but
Yeah.
I guess it comes down to this too, though. Do you think the other question I have about Hayes is, do you think he plays next year?
I mean, it's going to be a long summer of reflecting, and ultimately, I think he'll probably end up not playing. Which is why it's probably going to take a long time. It's not going to be. It's That's why he couldn't retire right away. Like he doesn't want to. He
Yeah,
obviously doesn't want to.
right.
But going through how the summer is going to go for him, I'm sure he's going to probably be working out like he's going to be playing, and with what's been happening over the last couple of years, man, like he probably just won't be able to keep up. Like it's going to be too much, and it's just like it's as much as like he got to play his last game and know it's his last game for sure. He's still like we said, like going out not on his terms.
Yeah, that sucks. And I don't know. I think if he does play, I think it's gonna be for like a Winnipeg. I think it's gonna be one of those like
Yeah,
home league minimum
I
low
mean,
roll.
it would be cool if I would think he would be a great fit on like New Jersey
Yeah,
because they already have Hughes and Hishe down the center, and he could be like the third line guy that like is huge in the defensive zone, wins all the big faceoffs. And I mean, I personally don't have New Jersey going out of the first round because the Rangers have just been there before already. But like them getting that experience this year, and then could get somebody like if he was able to keep playing like Jonathan Toews next year, and then during the preseason he'll just pull a Crawford and just be like, nah,
peace.
sorry, New Jersey.
Bye. Oh man, yeah. So Taves riding off in the sunset. It's officially the end of an era in Chicago. There is not a single person from the Stanley Cup era left in the Blackhawks organization. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those weird things too that it's like, yeah, we knew it was coming and all that, and then even
Yeah,
though it's here, it still doesn't feel like real.
yeah. The book's finally closed though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's officially closed. One of the arguably best franchise in the salary cap era so far with
yeah.
the run that they put in. The Ghost.
Guess that door wasn't closed all the way.
Um, arguably one of the best franchises in the salary cap era, winning 3 cups in 6 years. You had the amazing run in 2013 with the, what was it, 29 game point streak to
Like
start.
28.
Yeah, 28-29. Still the last President's Cup team or President's Trophy team to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So until another team does it, Blackhawks 2013 team is the greatest NHL team ever.
Honestly, if the team had a full season, I wonder what they would have done. If they would have been up there with like some of the best teams of all time, like win wise.
What Boston just did this year, kind of flirt with that.
Yeah. Maybe. You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe. You never know.
But it's definitely one of those don't be sad it's over, be happy, be glad it happened situation. Yeah. Like, it's super bummed out because I think it also brings the fact that we're getting old.
Oh yeah.
And that's not cool.
Yeah. It's like, apparently I'm supposed to be retiring too, but I'm not.
Yeah,
we're not allowed to.
Yeah. So, but yeah, end of an era. You got anything that you want to say about the era we just experienced?
I mean, it was cool. Let's do it again. That'd be great. It's cool to reflect on it. It's almost like I said, like at the end of the season, it's like almost relieving. Like now it's over because now it's the whole new story. It's the new look Blackhawks that we're going to be. I mean, still not seeing the new look Blackhawks yet because I'm sure it's going to be a completely different team in 3 years. But we're in that transition mode where we're pretty much at the floor and we'll be building now. And it's not going to be a quick one.
No.
Even if we do get Bedard, it's not going to be a quick build.
No.
And that's fine.
We have the blueprint has been laid out with Coach Richardson and his playing style and his mindset that he wants to bring what Blackhawk hockey is going to be in the future. He said, I think, like, I don't know if it was like the last game of the season or if it was like an exit interview type thing, but he's like, we put in a plan. We saw how it's going to go. And now it's time to just build on that, develop it, get the pieces in there so that once we're ready to go, there's no questions and we hit the ground running with it.
Yeah.
And this team's in a great, like, it sucks to look at it. And we kind of talked about last week, but it's like this team is in a great situation. Position for the future. Like the prospects we already have in our organization, the draft capital we have over the next 3 seasons. I mean,
we're only locked in for like a couple contracts, and Seth Jones is the only major one long term. We have a great cap situation going forward, where we're not like there's not guys on this team that can't, like, I don't know, like when Louis Eriksson and guys that are being traded to Arizona, like we don't have any issues like that.
Yeah.
Like most of our guys are pretty much either UFAs, RFAs, or they have 1 more year left on their deal.
Yeah. So right now, locked in for next season, we have just under 13 million in forwards. Just over 20.5 or 20.5 million in defense and 3.8 in goalies. Then there's obviously the Keith penalty, which is just under 2 million. And then just about 1.3 million in buyout history from Brett Connolly and Borgstrom.
And then the 2 million from Jake McCabe.
Oh yeah, 2 million for Jake McCabe too.
Wait, right now it's projected cap space is 40 million heading into the offseason. 41-ish.
Bjork is an RFA. Austin Wagner's an RFA. Kurashev's an RFA. Caleb Jones is an RFA, and Ian Mitchell's an RFA. Toews obviously is the UFA. Anthony Ciu's UFA. Juju Kara UFA. Andreas England, whatever, UFA.
England.
And Stalock, UFA. And I honestly, I don't think any of those guys come back.
Apparently in the exit interview, Athanasiou said he would like to come back.
Well, yeah, so I mean they would like to come back, but I don't see. I just don't know. I mean, I guess he really didn't do anything to like blow teams away to be like, oh yeah, here you proved you can do it, kind of thing.
I mean, 20 goals. He actually,
He had 20 goals. Holy
yeah,
shit!
he finished the season with 20 goals.
Oh shit, that was a
Yeah, man.
quiet
His ever since the trade deadline, he actually played pretty goddamn well.
40 points.
There was a lot of guys that played really well on the team that was very dismantled.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you got to think. Nah, we said we weren't going to talk about like the future today, but I'm like looking at because you got to think like Lucas Reichel obviously is going to be up there full time next season.
Mm-hmm.
You got to imagine Colton Dott's going to get a look.
Probably not.
So?
No, not right away. No.
I think he might get like a little look in the beginning.
In the preseason?
And then it may see still fall under that 10 game juniors. He's 20 right now.
Oh, he'll probably play AHL.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't think that he was. I mean, he wasn't as high of a draft pick as Kirby, but he wasn't like. I don't think he was. I think he was also a reach at that pick.
I forgot they signed Korchinski.
Yeah. So ever since the trade deadline, here's some stats from like the guys that finished out the season. Athanasio had 18 points in 21 games. You have 0.86 points per game on a team with no Domi and no Kane, no Lafferty, no McCabe. Like that's pretty goddamn good.
Yeah,
and then Taylor Radish had 11 and 17. Dude, Boris Kachuk had 10 points in 21 games after the trade deadline. There was a lot of guys that really stepped up and like played pretty well. Fucking Anders Bjork, ever since we got him, 13 games and had 8 points.
I'm excited to see him.
Oh, fuck yes. I keep forgetting Cole Gutman's going to be coming back too.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
I'm halfway torn between like bringing some of these guys back because of I like the way that they finished out the season and already know Richardson's system and they played really well to finish the year, even though like we did finish like we didn't win a lot of games but they played well. I'm torn between bringing those guys back and letting them do that again and maybe creating trade value for them or just letting some young guys fucking come in and giving them a shot.
People are going to have to come in because you have to get to the cap floor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you're going to have to sign.
I mean, we're already losing the 10.5 from Jonathan Toews' contract. So it's like.
So who I kind of have a list here who I wouldn't mind seeing back. Who would you like who do you think you would want to see back? RFAs and UFAs.
I mean, I'm fine with everybody coming back. Because right now it would just like on the forward front, except for I don't want Caleb Jones to come back. Andreas Englund, I don't care. He didn't really have enough time out there. But on the forward front, like Anders Bjork, I liked. Yeah. Austin Wagner, he's an RFA. Like he had good speed. Jujar, I think I like him. He is could be injury prone, but whatever. And then Kurashev is the other RFA, and like obviously I would want Kurashev to stay. But and then it's pretty much just like Ian Mitchell. Like, yeah, bring Ian Mitchell back. Stalock can come back. That's cool. Qdobin, no. Like, no reason.
It's a lot easier to say, oh yeah, just bring back all the forwards versus the defensemen. Because
Joey Anderson too. I forgot they actually put him down in the minors right now.
Because Rockford made the playoffs, so
right.
But yeah, our defensemen now, it's getting to the point too where it's like, let's get some of these younger guys in. Let's let them work a little bit. And
I mean, we're still gonna be losing games, and like they can just continue to like dominate in the AHL if they want.
But there's enough of them that it could be a revolving door.
Oh yeah, just like how it was.
Come up X amount of games. Yeah, you come up X amount of games, but it's like now you can have a couple more of them come up than before. Like instead of one guy coming up or something like that, like, hey, let's get two up here. Let's get possibly three. Like, let's get them a little bit.
Like whatever pairings that they're doing in the AHL, like bring up the pair.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm
excited for the offseason.
I'm very excited for the offseason. Because
the Penguins, man. Like they had to beat the Penguins.
Fucking Penguins, man.
The Penguins needed to win 2 games, and they were playing the Hawks and Columbus, and they won neither game.
But the Columbus one helped us.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah,
it's just hilarious. I just can't believe they fell apart like that.
And then they just go and they fire everybody.
Yeah, they nuked the fucking front office.
But yeah, so I guess the last thing for Hawks talk, we kind of talked about it, knowing where this team sits. Hawks finished 30th in the league, so that gives them the 3rd best chances at winning the draft lottery. It also guarantees that they will be top 5 in the draft. Obviously, top 2 is where you want to be.
Yeah,
but 3, 4, and there's somebody at 5. Is it Will Smith at 5?
I don't know.
Keep talking about. There's a 5th guy. I can't remember. They actually just released what account was that? They just did the rankings.
I don't remember.
But
is it based off of The Athletic or what?
I don't know. There was just an Instagram post. I was just scrolling through, and they had the North American rankings,
and then the
European ones.
European. The Puck Report.
No, but anyway, but basically it was obviously Connor Bedard, Fantelli.
So the Hawks have an 11.5% chance at first overall.
And it is possible. Since 1995, the 3rd seed has won the draft lottery 5 times.
Oh, most recently.
But most recently was 2019.
Jack Hughes. And before that,
Edmonton Oilers.
With Connor McDavid. Yep. And I mean, technically, the last 2 seasons have gone to the last place team. So what are the chances the last place team wins it again?
Especially when the last place team and the second last place team are small markets.
The thing that I like the best about this too is the fact that like I wasn't understanding for a minute on like how they have 25.5% chance at winning first overall, but it's only because teams like the 12
11 the 11 only 11 the top 10 teams.
Yeah. No, because 11 can move up to 1. You can only move up 10 spots. So 11 can move to 1. So it's like 12 through like 16. They don't have a chance, which is why their chance, or is it 1, 2, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16? Yeah, 12 through 16. But like for Anaheim to get their name called like directly as their own is 18.5%. So they only get a bump of 7% if it were to land on any of those other 6 teams. But that any one of those 6 teams is not as likely.
Do we want to say it? Do we want to put the tinfoil hat on that there needs to be a fix in this and that the Hawks have got to win this?
I mean, they're going to win it. Bedard in Chicago is just going to be like the era just ended. Like you don't let the era just end. You saw what happened in Pittsburgh.
Do you want? But here's the thing, and like this is legitimately talking about like a business perspective for the NHL. You were in the point of trying to grow the product. You have the NHL or the new TV deals. You're going into year 2 of the new TV deals. You're gonna have this generational talent go out to fucking Anaheim when West Coast teams get 0 coverage.
I mean,
you get coverage. It's fucking
Zegras was the cover of NHL 23.
How fucking filthy would that team be though with Zegras, Bedard, and McTavish?
Yeah. Yeah, they'd be pretty good.
I don't know. I think it's just bad business for the NHL.
Yeah.
And call me a biased Hawk fan all you want or everything like that, but legitimately, Bedard needs to go to an original six team. He needs to go to a big market team.
Yeah, I mean, the NHL is better when the Hawks are good.
And it's a fact. It is a fact. And that is not, I would be saying that if I wasn't a Hawk fan. And I 100% believe that.
Oh yeah, and everybody hates it.
Everybody hates it. I don't know.
I just have a feeling, man. It's a feeling, and it's in my gut that they're gonna get it.
I just want top two.
Yeah, top two would be great.
I'd be so happy with top two.
I don't know what our chances are at two.
Was looking at this.
Everywhere I saw was just like, um, first overall.
I was literally looking at something like that.
Find it.
So for draft lottery odds for first overall, the Hawks have 11.5.
Mm-hmm.
Second, 11.2. For third, 7.8.
That's so weird. Oh, I guess not. Not really.
For fourth, 39.7. And for
I mean, with these kinds of odds, we have the worst odds to finish in the place that we're already in.
No, we do. Yeah, because San Jose to stay in fourth is 15.4. So they have better odds to stay in their position than they do moving up. Yeah,
it's just we're more than I don't know. It's really weird because I feel like we're more than likely not drafting third.
I don't think we're drafting third. I will.
Isn't that weird?
Now.
That's
we're
so
not,
weird.
Yeah, we're not drafting third.
Oh man,
I think it's either going to be first or it's going to be fourth.
Fourth is a good spot because you're not going to have to. You don't have to choose between the two of the other top guys. But goddamn, second would be cool. Hey, it's gonna be Jesus Christ. We have the highest percent. Our highest percentage chance right now is of fourth.
All right, so North American skaters, number 1, Connor Bedard, number 2, Adam Fantelli, and number 3, William Smith.
Okay.
Number 4 is Matthew Wood, and number 5 is Ryan Leonard. 1, 2, and 3 have not changed from their midterm ranking.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Wood was ranked 8 midterm and jumped up to 4, and Ryan Leonard was 4th and he dropped down to 5th.
What a loser!
Yeah, for European skaters, Leo Carlson is number 1, Matijov Michkov number 2, and that's where I stopped because I cannot pronounce these fucking names.
You did good. You did well.
But those two have not changed at all. But no, I like what you're saying. If you're number 1, you know who you're going.
Yeah.
Number 2, now you're like, you want to say it's gonna be
Fantilli.
Number 3 is where it gets tricky because then you have Will Smith, you have Leo Carlson, you have Mishkov.
Yeah.
So then I get number 4, then it's like, okay, you get to pick between 2 of those 3.
I mean, as far as I know, Will Smith isn't even in the conversation for top 4, so but that really just depends on the plan of the team drafting fourth. Are you willing to wait until 2026 for Michkov to come over? Or is his contract up 2026 or is that his last year?
The 2025-2026 season, I believe.
Okay, so it would be 26-27 is when he comes over, yeah.
Which a 5-year rebuild for the Hawks, that's kind of lining up.
Yeah. Kid's sick. The kid is so good.
So yeah, he's signed through the 25-26 season.
I'm excited. May 8th. Come on. Get here.
Yeah.
What day is that?
It's a Monday.
We should record.
We can record.
We should do that live reaction.
Live again.
Yeah, that's
always fun. Can just see the Simpsons where it's
ooh, Tampa scores again.
The Simpsons where he's pause if you pause at this exact moment, you can see his heart ripping apart, and it's Oh no.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
yes, I love it.
I already have, we know what's funny, and Instagram save drafts. I already have a post save for if the Hawks win the draft lottery, you lose the draft lottery.
That's good. Got it. Got
So
it. Got him in the chamber.
I was so excited when I found both of them. So I was like, all right, let's go. All right. Anything else for Hawks talk?
No, I think that we're good. It's uh, let's get into this off season. This is like, it's so funny because like I just think about it now of like playing NHL 23 in franchise mode and just simming through seasons. Like this is when I get excited. Like it's the off season time, and it's
It's
like time to do the draft, and
and that's
it's
what I love
gonna
you,
be
Tanner,
great.
because you're the same weird as me. Like I almost love the management like side of
Mm-hmm.
it more than the game itself. Like I love hockey, but
Mm-hmm.
something about free agency, trade deadline, draft time that
Oh
I just
yeah,
so fucking like.
because then we get to watch the results of those moves,
Yeah,
and like that's where it's exciting. And it's easier to critique the moves that are made versus like the play that's on the ice because
yeah.
god damn.
But all right, so we're going into NHL. Real quick off the top of your head, any news in the NHL that you thought should be brought up real quick?
The playoffs started.
That's it. Yeah. Okay.
um
Um,
I don't know. We kind of went over I mean, the season officially ended. Connor McDavid is the most insane person in the world.
most
Uh
most 100-point scorers since the 95-96 season.
yeah.
95-96 was just a fucking year because like everything was set that year. The Red Wings with the points and wins or whatever. You had most 100-point goal scorers. You had what was it, the last 100-point defenseman.
Yeah.
Like that
Oh,
was
was that no, that was like I thought that was 92, 93 or something. But that
okay.
no, it was 95, 96. I think you're right. Um but even not even just that, but like goal scorers, there was like 550 goal scorers.
Yeah.
Like what? Tage Thompson came close, but Braden Point with 51, Leon Draisaitl 52, Rantanen 55, Pasternak 61, and Dave McDavid 64. Jesus Christ.
Who was your like surprise 50 goal scorer, 50 plus goal scorer?
Braden Point,
Yeah.
easy. Nico Rantanen hitting 55 though was kind of disgusting.
Dude,
But that team has been and is going to be minus Landeskog the whole time.
yeah, that came out. That
And
yeah, he's out for
he
the playoffs.
and they were out with McKinnon wasn't there, so Rantanen really stepped up and carried that team for a bit.
Yeah, they if they somehow win another Stanley Cup, dude,
I don't think they are.
I know, but if they somehow find a way to do it, they need to give him some sort of fucking bonus or something because he literally kept that team
Yeah,
afloat. Like it's insane what the year he had for that team.
I can't
Um,
believe McKinnon still finished with 111 points. How many fucking games did he play? He played 71 games.
he's a
Jesus
freak, man.
Christ. And that's his actually was that his that was also his first time I think breaking 100.
I think so.
Let's see. Yeah, because he hit 99 in 2018, 2019.
Um,
Jesus. Just scoring was just through the roof this year.
was it Swayman and Olmark one that was the Jennings Award?
They had to have won it.
Yeah,
They're both their goals against average is 1.89 and 227.
938 save percentage and 920 save percentage for both for those guys. Like that's
The team is just defensively sound.
which
They
makes
just got it. They just got it done when they needed to get it done, except for against the Hawks.
I had no. I think we talked about like, oh yeah, this is the year they're gonna miss the playoffs finally.
Boston,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it was that, or I mean, what it was. That's exactly what we thought. And then, of course, they put up the best season ever. But I mean, Pasternak had just the most disgusting season.
oh yeah, he had to get fucking paid, and he was gonna make
Yeah,
sure he got every single
he's
dollar
making
possible.
sure he's good. He's making sure. Yeah.
But all right, let's go. Let's go into this. Where do you want to start? The West or the East?
We can start in the West.
The West.
So
All
I think
right.
the West is less exciting.
Yeah. So clearly, yeah, the West. I mean, we've been saying this since the trade deadline. Like the Eastern Conference was an arms race going into the trade deadline. Who can get better? Everybody was trying to one up each other on trades and moves. The West is kind of just sitting there. So we're gonna basically we're picking 2 series for each conference. We're gonna give predictions for all of them, but we're only gonna focus on a couple series because there's just no point in talking 3 hours about every series here. Because some of them are just they're not interesting, quite frankly, to us at
Yeah.
least.
Yes.
So we'll start with one that we find interesting: Dallas and Minnesota.
What do you have?
I'm taking Minnesota in 6.
Ooh, I picked Dallas in 5.
Dallas.
Yeah. So the reasoning, because Minnesota had a sneaky good season, but Minnesota tends to disappoint in the playoffs. So that combined with the fact that Jake Ottinger was almost the reason that they beat Calgary last year in the playoffs,
That's
and
fair.
expecting that basically Jake Ottinger, which they got game 1, he had like a 920 save percentage and lost in overtime. Um, was that game the double OT game? Or no, right?
Last year?
No, this
Oh,
past
last night?
last
Yeah,
night.
last night was the double OT.
Yeah, so that was, yeah, he made fucking Jesus Christ 45 saves on 48 shots. Um, I just think that Minnesota is always due for like just a collapse, and that, like I said, partnered with Ottinger being absolutely disgusting. I think that that's why Dallas wins in 5.
Yeah, I'm going against my gut feeling. Like my gut feeling was Dallas is gonna walk away with this series, but
Yeah,
every time I think like, Minnesota like is just gonna, roll over and die. And it's like, look, they put up what is 103 points this season as a team. They
yep,
were competitive even when they didn't have Kaprizov. Now they're all healthy,
yeah.
and
They did have like a step up.
they're not even playing Marc-Andre Fleury. Like
Yeah, they're playing Phil Gustafson because
they
he had a
have
great end of the season.
yeah. And worst case scenario, it's like if they need to, they have Marc-Andre Fleury in the chamber ready to go with the playoff experience. I I don't know. I like this team. Minnesota team is more exciting to me, which is weird
Mm-hmm.
to say because I've always thought Minnesota was a boring team. We always call them the mild and all that kind of shit. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel Minnesota is a more rounded team at this point right now than Dallas. Like Dallas has got the big pieces, the big guys that can go and make the difference. But it's like if you shut the main guys down, like
Robertson.
Robertson, yeah, Jason Robertson, all that. Like you shut those guys down, then it's like, all right, who's next up?
I mean, you give Pavelski a head injury, you're going to be
Yeah,
a
he's
leg up on him. Oh, jeez. Yeah, this series
questionable.
is going to be more exciting even because of that too. I mean, it's going to be so heated, and it already was. But man, that's going to be such a fun series to watch because I think those teams are pretty like evenly matched.
I think that is going to probably be the best series in the Western Conference first round.
Absolutely,
100%.
absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, Kaprizov versus like Jason Robertson, like those two guys are so fucking good and skilled, and then they all have like a good surrounding cast of like support. There's a solid defenseman on each side, and it's just funny to also see Ryan Suter going against his old team in the
Right.
playoffs.
Yeah, that's true too. I just think, yeah, Stars. I mean, they made to what the quarterfinals last year.
No, they lost in the first round to Calgary.
Oh, that was a first round. Why did I think that was second round? Damn, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Right? Who did Nashville play? Oh wait, I'm so confused. I'm I'm almost positive Dallas played Calgary in the first round. And that if only I could remember what last year
I'm
looked
trying to pull up
like.
the last year. No, no, you're right. Yeah, first round.
Okay. And was it Colorado versus Nashville?
Colorado, Nashville, Minnesota, St.
Okay.
Louis, Edmonton, LA.
Yeah. Yeah, Edmonton LA matchup again.
Yeah,
But
I don't
yeah.
know. I think this is also, I think, a game that could a series that can go 7.
Yeah, I could see that too. But that's not what I chose because I went with my gut.
All right. Next up, the other series that we're gonna focus on here, in the West is the Edmonton Oilers and the LA Kings. I almost said LA Knights for some reason. I don't know why I stopped myself.
Jonathan Quick.
Yeah, that's true. What did you take?
I originally was going to go with LA in 7, but then I decided that that was stupid. And I went Edmonton in 6 because even though like LA is a clearly a better team from what they were last year, Edmonton is better in a sense that they McDavid is better than he was last year, and that's all they need.
Did you see McDavid go end to end yesterday and just skate through everybody? Like he didn't score anything, but it was like how easy he was able to do that.
It's so scary how he can turn it on like that. But it's insane too the fact that he didn't even touch the score sheet yesterday. He was a -2.
But I mean, that's the thing though. It's like if you're able to shut down McDavid, that team,
Draisaitl still had 2 goals though.
that's true. I mean, it's so hard. I on the bracket I took Edmonton in 7 as well. My heart, I wanted LA in 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's it's just comes down to like game changers for me. And McDavid's the biggest game changer in that series. I don't think he's going to be the biggest game changer in the playoffs though.
No, because you're getting to a point now where it's like you have all the teams that are playing are gonna be able to stop him. Like
Oh yeah,
they are more
because it's do
capable.
or die.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not regular season hockey anymore.
You're not just playing in the Pacific Division anymore, where we're majority of
Yeah.
the division where it's a weaker team. Which I keep saying that, but I think they had the higher point total in the West, the Pacific. They also played each other. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's like you shut down McDavid though, then it's like you have arguably the second best, one of the second best player in the NHL, Leon Draisaitl. So it's like
Yeah.
now that you got to kind of like, can you? Is it possible to shut both of them down? Like, how are you going to do this? It's
I mean, when it comes to playoff hockey, like anytime those guys touch the puck, you know that they're going to get fucking hit.
and here is the big. Well, what you saying that too? Wasn't McDavid? Was it last year, a year before? He was kind of complaining about
Yeah.
the hooking and grabbing and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff throughout. So it's very easy to get into his head with that kind of shit.
Oh yeah. Just fucking slow them down.
Here is the true game changer for Edmonton this year. No Mike Smith.
Yeah, but we've already seen like their goaltending hasn't been like that much better,
It's
which
fair.
has been weird. Um,
They go Stu Skinner last night.
I think they did. I don't think Campbell really finished out the season like too much with like getting too much ice time. Let's see. Yeah, they went Stuart Skinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing though too. Like they're going with a rookie goalie. So
So are the Kings kind of, I mean, not a rookie goalie, but it's like really his first Koprasov's like true playoff experience, isn't it?
no, he beat the Toronto in the bubble.
Oh, he was the goalie in the bubble. It
What
wasn't.
was him and Merzlikins? Like I don't know what they're. I can here. Let me just look at his playoff stats. Um,
Oh, he played. Yeah, he played 9 games. He was three
yeah,
and five in 1920. Never mind. I retract my statement. I apologize for
there you go.
the misspoke
And
right there.
I mean that and like those are pretty big games too. So
He had 2 shutouts too.
are you shitting me?
He had a
Ooh,
one nine
that's
goals against average.
that's scary when you can fucking record 2 shutouts in playoff hockey in only 9 games.
And
Jesus.
he's had a very, very good season coming over to LA. Like
Yes.
he's been very good. Like I don't know, man. My heart says Edmonton in 7, but if LA comes out and wins this series, it's not going to be like, oh man, how did that happen? I'll be like, oh no, I saw that coming. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely not one of those where it's going to surprise you or like, oh holy shit. It's going to be like, oh yeah, that was definitely a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm sure like that's the thing. They snuck away with 1 win in game 1, and McDavid was held off the score sheet. So you're not gonna get that to happen again game 2.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be a game that's gonna be like you're gonna have to outscore them, not just out defend them. Like I don't know if they'll be able to do that too.
Did you say 6 or 7 games for Edmonton?
I said 6.
6. Okay, I just want to make sure I got it down right here. All right, wrapping up the Western Conference here. Vegas, Winnipeg. Vegas, what's interesting about this one, it's gonna be Jack Eichel's first playoff experience.
Yes.
Also you got Vegas pulling the bullshit move with Mark Stone just magically better, ready to go.
Yeah.
At the trade once the season's over. Um,
Game
I
one, he's ready.
yeah, I have Vegas in 6.
I took Winnipeg in 6.
I want Winnipeg.
Just I just think that after their collapse to the end of the season, like I don't see how they can continue that kind of hockey. But they have the better goalie in this series.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Connor Hellebuyck could easily steal this series because I don't think Vegas is like too overpowering like offensively.
They're not Vegas isn't even playing quick.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense because if they're gonna go with like Logan Thompson, he just had injury issues towards
Thompson.
the end. No Thompson?
No, they're going that
Are they going Aiden Hill?
no
They're going
Briss.
Brassat?
Yeah, Brissot.
Okay. Okay. He was on Winnipeg.
Yeah.
They're gonna okay, well, I mean, we'll see what happens because it's just like I just don't think Vegas runs away with this, and Winnipeg has a good shot. They have, I would say, like they have the better set of veterans in like Shifley, Wheeler, Ellers, like Kyle Connor if he can fucking turn it on finally this year. Like those guys, I think would make a much bigger difference than like some of what Vegas has. I don't know. They got Phil though.
Playoff Phil, man. It's like playoff Kane. It's a completely different story.
Yeah.
All right, the last series here, Colorado, Seattle. What do you got
I got Colorado in 4.
in 4? Yeah, I'm taking
Yeah.
it's Colorado in 5. I think Seattle will steal a game in Seattle just because I feel like that atmosphere is gonna be fucking awesome and they're gonna get the boys going.
Yeah.
I would
Did,
love to see this one go 7 in Seattle somehow pulling it off. I think it'd just be cool.
yeah. It would be, but Seattle, I don't think they just don't have the goaltending to hold up in the playoffs.
Because let's be honest, what they did this year, everybody's fucking shocked
Yeah.
that they pulled off what they did this year. Like, there's no reason for them to even be in the playoffs. I mean, there is a reason. I mean, they're not a bad. I mean, I don't know. They're a weird team. They're such a weird team because you don't know what they are. And 1 year after that, it's terrible expansion draft. And they're, I mean, clearly they did something right. I don't know. I don't know what Seattle is.
Yeah. In Seattle right now, their leading point getter was Jared McCann with 70 points. And then you have Nate McKinnon on the other side with 111. Yeah.
I mean, in Colorado,
Jesus.
you have the defending Stanley Cup champions who was just there and all that. The main
Mm-hmm.
piece is different for Colorado is they don't have Landeskog and a different goalie. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, they also don't have Kadri.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. All right, moving over to the Eastern Conference here. Two series that we are clearly going to be watching, and if you listen to our show regularly, you're not going to be surprised by these. First up is the game going. Well, both games are going on right now.
Yep.
Toronto and Tampa Bay. And let's see. Let me guess, Tanner, you took Tampa in 7.
Absolutely, I did. Are you kidding? Of course. Would never bet against Toronto losing in the last game of the first round.
I am going to be a schmuck, and I'm taking Toronto in 7.
Dude, if it's gonna go 7, it's gonna go to OT. Toronto's gonna hit the post on a wide open net, and then Tampa's gonna win it.
No, what's going to happen is it's going to go 7. It's going to go double OT. Toronto's going to score a goal. Tampa's going to challenge it for offsides. It's going to come back, and then Tampa Bay is going to go and score on the next face-off.
Toronto would burn down. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, last year that was probably one of the more exciting first round like series.
And
And
it sucks for them
I
because it was good. It wasn't even like you can fault Toronto that time. Like they
oh
didn't
yeah,
blow
no.
it. Like it was a hard fought, great series.
Yeah. You got rewarded with playing really well in the regular season with playing the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions in the first round. Like
back to back Eastern Conference champion. Like what the fuck? Like, I don't know, man. If they can't do it this year, I just don't know what else they can do. I really don't. Do they throw it and become a wild card team and hopefully get into another matchup? But then again, the East is so good.
I don't know, try and get 1 through 16 in the NHL to happen so that you can play the 14th, 15th, or 16th place team.
Like on paper, it should be Toronto.
I don't think so.
No.
How do you bet against the team that just went to the Stanley Cup Finals 3 times in a row?
I mean, Toronto's main issue is goaltending. I mean, they
clearly lose the goaltending matchup.
100%.
I don't think defensively they're as good. Offensively, they're very evenly matched. But like depth wise, Toronto, like Tampa's always just acquired those depth guys that they like end up playing really well. I'm saying I already have Tampa winning it again.
You have it all the way?
Yeah, because like they have one of the best playoff goalies in recent history, let alone all time, still in his extreme prime.
Yeah.
You have one of the best defensemen in the league in Victor Hedman. So one of the best forward groups. This team literally does not give a shit about the fucking regular season because like I mean they need to take some time off because they've been playing so much fucking hockey and they've been there 3 years in a row. Like they know what it takes to get there.
Kucherov another playoff goal, so he's got 3-0 right now. Tampa.
Yeah,
you're fucking turning me, man. You were
the team is it's the Hawks. Like if the Hawks were able to stay together from 2010 or is it 2013 or I mean even the 2013 because 2014 they made it to the Western Conference Final. It's like it's a team that like how could you doubt them? Yeah. Like how could you go into the playoffs and going I don't think this team gets past this round. It's like, nah, man, like they've made it all the way 3 years in a row. Like, how do you doubt this team? Dude, and everybody everywhere, I think, doubts this fucking team. And it's because the East is so loaded. But it's like, oh my God, it's insane. The East is insane. And that's what actually is great about the way time zones work, is because we can at least watch all of the Eastern Conference games because of the first ones on in the day.
You fucking flipped me, man. I went back and I changed my bracket for my work bracket.
Well, I'm telling how many times have I been right when I say like until they prove me wrong, I'm never gonna not bet against Toronto losing in Game 7 of the first round. So far, it's gone correctly for 5 years.
No, you're right, and it is. Man, yeah. I don't know. I want to see Toronto break through. I really do.
Oh, absolutely. But absolutely. Yeah. And the thing is, if they do finally break through, there's nothing stopping them then. I don't think that there's a single thing that can stop them because it would actually be so poetic to like go against Boston round 2 and for them to just be on such a high of beating Tampa in round 1 that they fucking smoke them or something like that.
Well, I'm going to say now too, in my bracket, I have whoever wins this series is going to the Cup final.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see Boston making past the second round.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. That's it. I think only one team that's won the President's Trophy in the past since the Hawks has like made it past the second round, maybe.
Oh, here we go. Let me pull that up. NHL President's Trophy winners. Let's see. Florida, Colorado, Tampa, Nashville, Washington, Rangers, Boston, and Blackhawks. I don't remember how that's who won, and I don't remember. Yeah. The only one I'm thinking. Well, no, because it wouldn't have been Tampa.
No, Tampa lost in the first round to Columbus.
Did they not do a Frozen Trophy for 2020? Oh shit.
Oh, wasn't Boston?
I think so. I don't know.
They were in the lead. Whatever. Tampa won that, so Boston clearly didn't make it past the second round.
All right. All right. Let's see. Let's go to the other series that we are.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Also, yeah, the other series. Okay.
Why we're interested in this one?
Yeah, the Rangers and the Devils. What a good series this is going to be too.
This one is so hard for me because I want to be on the Devils bandwagon so bad.
Yes,
but so bad. I mean,
it's not this year. It's not this year. It's not this year.
I took the Devils in 7.
This is how I feel about the Devils right now. Is like the Devils are the 2009 Blackhawks, and had the 2009 Blackhawks played Detroit in the first round, Detroit would have won. But they ended up meeting them in the Western Conference Finals because back then the playoffs made sense and you seeded teams 1 through 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this series, I don't know if this would have been a series if that was like the seeding, but you have the Devils in what?
7.
In 7? I have the Rangers in 7.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this sounds crazy, but like when I was talking about like it comes down to game changers, I think the Rangers have probably one of the biggest game changers on their team in the playoffs. And it's Jacob Trouba.
Oh, I totally thought you were going with Patrick Kane.
No, I literally think Jacob Trouba is like the biggest game changer in the playoffs because he's such a fucking monster. And I don't know anybody in the playoffs that would be able to go against him one-on-one in any situation of like where he's going to outmuscle the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And then all he has to do is give it to one of his extremely skilled forward guys that they have 1,000 of. They literally have 3 lines full of like super skilled forwards, but like in front of the net or just bringing it from the point on the power play. Like Adam Fox doesn't have to even worry about playing defense. But as soon as somebody goes into the corner and Jacob Trouba's out there, he's going to fucking murder them. I don't know how the Devils are going to allow like Jack Hughes to go chase a puck on a forecheck with Jacob Trouba fucking going into the same corner without like 6 guys as backup.
True. Yeah. You make sense. And then, like I said, I know the smart decision is the New York Rangers. I fucking want New Jersey. Like New Jersey for so long has been like on the cusp of being good. They do all the right moves and they can't put it together and make it happen. And now they have a fun, exciting team to watch.
But that team's young and they're
gonna be there. They're gonna be there for sure. They're 100% be back. But I don't know. I want the Rangers to win just because of I want another first round pick.
Yeah. I have them going to the Eastern Conference Final as well.
I want that first round pick, but the second they lose, especially if it gets New Jersey, I am all on the New Jersey bandwagon. And New Jersey fucking runs a train on this fucking Eastern Conference because it'd be so fun. It would be so much fun to like watch that team, especially Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier, Timo Meier.
Jack Hughes setting the franchise record for points in a season.
How about the end of the season with Luke Hughes overtime winner with a fucking sick goal too?
Yeah,
the team is so fun to watch.
They're exciting, and they're losing right now like 3-0.
So. Yeah, nothing. So it's not really going too well.
It's just one of those. It's one of the things that I'm taking into account of just like inexperience in the playoffs versus the team that's just made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals last year and has one of the best goalies in the league, some of the best forwards, like with especially Kaner being so clutch. Tarasenko scored the first goal for him today.
So before we hopped on, I was watching the game and I saw the Tarasenko goal. They're in New Jersey and I had to double check that. It was so fucking loud in that building.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was insane at how many New York fans were there. Like, so, I mean, New Jersey's got their work to cut out for them in the stands, on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
My heart says 7, New Jersey in 7, but my brain says Rangers in 7.
Yeah.
All right, so the two other series, we'll wrap this up here. New York Islanders and the Carolina Hurricanes. The battles of Sebastian Ahos.
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious. Them going at it, and it's Carolina Aho throwing Islander Aho on his ass. I have Carolina in, what did I say? 6.
I actually have Carolina in 6 as well. But I mean, the Carolina team, with all of the talk going on about like pretty much every other Eastern Conference team, I wouldn't be surprised if they like just out of nowhere made a run. But the other thing too is their goalies are going to end up getting injured, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I
100%.
know.
Yeah.
Auntie Ranta put up a huge game, but like, can their goalie stay healthy?
He left a really bad goal though yesterday too. A whiff pass that just rolled up his stick. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
did it really?
yeah.
Oh,
I was like, God
ooh.
damn, Ranta. And I totally forgot Burns was on Carolina. Totally
Yeah,
forgot about that.
yeah.
And then the other series here is Boston, Florida. I got Boston in 5.
Yeah, Boston at 4.
Yeah. I always liked I'm not a big fan of sweeps. I like to give every team benefit of the doubt of at least one game, unless they're the Blackhawks, then they're gonna sweep everybody.
Absolutely not. The Panthers don't belong in the playoffs. That's like one of the only teams that
Dude,
do not belong.
they got hot at the right time and they took advantage of Pittsburgh just shitting the bed.
Florida went from winning the President's Trophy last year to barely making the playoffs this year, and they were not good in the playoffs last year with a President's Trophy team. Like, nah, I don't think they got shit. They in order to win a game, they need to have Kachuk score like 6 points.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, he put up their only goal yesterday? Yeah, he did. Unassisted too. He's gonna have to do everything unassisted. Barkov's gonna be great 2-way, but I mean, they're just going to be outclassed on every aspect. And then that's the thing. Like, I think this series is going to be just too easy for Boston. That like, come round 2, it's going to be like a rude awakening for them from whatever beast comes out of that Toronto Tampa series.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be Tampa, but
That's the
whatever.
only I mean, that's the only thing that Boston really, I think, is plays their advantage is that their series is going to wrap up quick. They're going to have time to rest, and Toronto, Tampa's going to beat the shit out of each other.
Oh yeah, who played in net for Boston yesterday? They were having that weird.
Omar.
Allmark ended up playing. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, they had that weird like both goalies were sick. Bergeron was sick.
He was out. He was the only one that didn't play.
Yeah, so that was weird.
So, all right. Well, that's the first round. What's your cup final? Just so we can have it on record.
Oh, Dallas and Tampa. So I have pretty much Jake Ottinger is just gonna be a monster. It's gonna I have feelings and vibes of just like 2012 quick,
Yeah.
and he's gonna Colorado just isn't what they were last year. They don't have Landeskog. They don't have Kadri. Oh, Toronto scored. And I think Dallas is going to just be able to step it up, and they'll be able to take out Colorado. It's going to be, I would think that's going to be a really great series. And then Edmonton is going to smoke Winnipeg. I don't think that's going to be close at all. Even if Vegas,
Winnipeg, you have Winnipeg, or no, sorry, I'm messing up.
and then I have Dallas versus Edmonton in the Western Conference Finals, and I just think that Dallas is going to be the more complete team with a much better goalie.
Well, my initial bracket here, even though I don't want it to be this way, so I have Colorado versus Boston with Colorado winning again.
Yeah, I don't think there's a chance in hell Colorado wins again because they don't have what they brought last year, and
Yeah.
every other team has more.
My Western Conference Finals, Colorado, Vegas. My Eastern Conference Final, I have Boston, New Jersey. Yeah.
All right, we'll see what happens.
I played it fucking safe on my bracket. I don't know why. Not like it fucking matters. There's no money or anything on it, so I don't know why I didn't just go with my heart on it. But whatever. But yeah. So, all right.
I didn't. I never submitted my bracket. Good thing I just looked at that. Oh my god. That's funny.
All right, so that was our first round predictions. We will obviously be covering these games throughout the playoffs. So it's the first round. I think going forward when we talk, we're just gonna talk about those 4 series, maybe even like narrow it down to like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I mean, if anything like awesome happens in any or like surprise one of these series or one of the other series are going to be like so good they got to talk about it. But
I think it's safe to say too, though, probably for the next couple weeks. I mean, we'll talk Hawks, but I think it's going to be more of an NHL podcast format here.
yeah,
Because there's
if there's
really,
any Hawks news, yeah,
really not going to be anything Hawks related until the draft lottery. And then once the draft lottery hits, then we can start talking about, XYZ and blah, 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 and Bedard. And here's a link to buy your Bedard Blackhawk jersey already, blah, 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 like stuff like that.
Yeah. It's got the C on it already, too.
And an all-star patch already. What? How's that possible? Anyway. So yeah, so that was episode 220. What do you want to call it?
It should be like end of an era or like thank you 19, like
I like thank you 19. We'll keep it simple.
yeah, why not?
All right, thank you 19. Thank you, Jonathan Toews, best captain in the league.
/ playoff preview. No, just keep it at that. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, 220. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the Spotify. Subscribe to the Apple Podcast. 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah. Tell us who you think's gonna win the playoffs.
Let us know.
Tell us what we got wrong.
Yeah. Because clearly we always get this shit wrong because I forgot to go back. I wanted to go back and see who we picked. Oh wait, no, that might be an Instagram post. Cock. Where is it? I wanted to see who we originally picked.
All right, let's do it next week.
Okay.
We're so deep. We're so deep in this one.
All right. So we will check you out on the next one. Social media, WCB Podcast.
Oh, you know what we can do next week too is like end of the year awards. Like, since this was like more of a prediction kind of thing, and then we can kind of recap like a little bit of what's going on in each series. So that'll be good.
I am marking it down right now so I don't forget.
And then go over what the hell we predicted.
All right, cool. So yeah, we will we'll see you next week.
All right. Love you, boys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the WCB podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jarom and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.